Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Brian Foster, and today I'm doing another video from spirit communications to us here on Earth in the physical world about the current pandemic. Now, being in Rio de Janeiro at the present moment has its advantages. My wife, who is a member of the Serra Fraterna Spiritist Center, is texted message using, I think, probably WhatsApp or other message devices from other spiritists who have been fortunate to read copies of messages from other spiritist centers from spirits. And of course, all the communications that I'm posting on videos on my site as far as concerning this pandemic are from spiritist centers in Brazil. And it's a wonderful thing that these messages are being brought out to people. Now, they're all in Portuguese. And so I translate them. I use Google Translator, and then I kind of go through and I see things that don't sound perfectly correct, and I change them a little bit. I haven't changed any of the main thrust of the message, and my changes are very small. But just to let you know, I do translate these from Portuguese. Hopefully one day the United States will have such active centers who will distribute communications from the spirit world to the earth. The Spiritist centers in Brazil have mediums, and the mediums, they meet weekly, and there's different types of mediums, and they do different work for different types of spirits, and they bring us messages. They also help spirits who are discarnate, who are lost their way in the lower zone. So these are wonderful things. So I just pray one day the United States will have as robust Spiritist centers as they do in Brazil. There are Spiritist centers in the United States. Please look them up. You can go to my blog, nwspiritism.com, and you can find them. There's plenty, throughout, most of the states. Although, on the both coasts there are more Spiritist centers. Even then, they're pretty sparse. So, but if you don't have a Spiritist center, please contact me and let's talk about, set one up for yourself. It may take a while, but it will grow. Now, let's get to the message. The message I have comes from Euripedes Barsanulfo. Now, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but this is what I'm going to cover in this video, a message from him. Now, unlike most of the spirits, I don't know who that person was behind the name, but Euripedes is a known Brazilian. Now, he, in his incarnate life, he was a Brazilian educator, pharmacist, politician, and prominent spiritist medium. So he is best known as the founder and first headmaster of the Collegial, which is the College of Allan Kardec. Of course, Allan Kardec is the codifier of Spiritism. And this was one of the first Spiritist schools in the world. Euripedes, on his time on Earth, he was born May 1st, 1880, and he died November 1st, 1918. So, in essence, the spirit Euripedes implores us as spiritists, and of course anyone else listening to this video, if you're a spiritualist, if you're interested in Spiritism, or you just understand about the other side, that there are spirits, that our Earth is being watched, he implores us to stop our negative thoughts and feelings and broadcast out to all a positive note. The main thrust is that we are all immortal spirits who have lived our lives planned out in advance for our own good, and that whatever happens to each individual, it is for the best. The world will survive this pandemic and thrive. And once this is all over, this is just one step in our quest, our collective quest, to become a planet of regeneration. Now, this message was labeled Out of the Fire. It was from the medium SUELY CALDAS, and of course it's from the spirit Euripedes Barsanulfo. And I will put this on the screen, and I'll also put the whole message below in the detailed section on YouTube and BitChute, so you can read the message yourself. So I'll start with the message. Dear brothers, in the face of this crisis that is befallen our people, in the face of this wave of pessimism that is taking over Brazilians, In the face of the clashes that the country is going through, we are inviting all Spiritists to engage in this campaign. There is an urgent need for faith, hope, and optimism to be reborn in the hearts. The wave of pessimism, discredit, and discouragement is so great that even those who are well-intentioned and aspiring to do something constructive and useful for the country at any level find themselves stunted in their purposes, stifled in their desires, hitting insurmountable barriers. Now, let me stop right there for 1 second. So we need to stop being negative. Now, I know that's all we hear from the media. The media is, not all, but a lot of them are doing a disservice. Of course, the media makes their money by spreading fear, so we click on their site or watch their news. But we have to, kind of stay away from the urge of doing that and getting involved in their emotional turmoil. We shouldn't be. We know there's disease and sickness. What can we do about it? Go about our business. Know that God and Jesus is protecting us. The spirit world has plans for us, and this is all part of a major plan. And I've talked about that in some of the other videos. So I'll carry on with the message. It is necessary to change this spiritual climate. It is imperative that the renewed breath of confidence and faith in the high destinies of our nation, which he means Brazil, sweeps away the miasmas of discouragement after discouragement. It is necessary to open clearings and spaces for the light of hope to shine. Only through hope will we be able to regain the strength of our suffering and tired people. Spiritists must not join the ranks of discouragement. We have an unavoidable duty to transmit courage, instill courage, rekindle hopes, and awaken faith. Faith in our future, the certainty that we are destined for a noble mission in the people's concert, but that our hesitation, our neglect can delay, our responsibility, our task. We are aware of all this and let ourselves be carried away by discouragement, this virus of unimaginable danger. Discouragement and their companions, uncertainty and pessimism, go together and spread very subtly, weakening the individual, the groups, the community itself. They are like termites corroding structures in silence, not infrequently inflated by disheveled minds, by enemies of progress, by agents of chaos. This virus expands and spreads contagiously, defeating human beings before the fight. Given this picture of negative forces, any reactions become very difficult. Therefore, it is up to the Spiritists to fight for the transformation of this general state. Now, in the next paragraph, he's going to come and say what people should do. And this should concern all of us throughout the world, anyone listening to this message. We need to be positive. We'll all get through this. The world will not end. I'll carry on. Let each center, each group, each meeting focus on this campaign. May they strive for a renewal of this dark psychosphere, and may people who are really suffering and overwhelmed by trials find in our houses a climate of peace, optimism, and hope. That you take our words everywhere, those who can do it, transmit it through the media. We need to infect our movement with these positive forces in order to effectively help our country to grow and move towards progress. It is these forces that impel the individual to work, to believe in himself, in his own value and ability. It is these forces that lead you to believe and fight for a better future. Now, I think this is a very important next paragraph, and this shows a lot of the aspects of the Spiritist doctrine, that we are not just human carbon-based, life forms. We are here for a purpose, and each of us individually and collectively we are led. My brothers, the world is not a rudderless ship. We know that Jesus is at the helm, and that we will not crash. Enough of doubts and uncertainties that only delay progress and hinder work. Let us be supportive, yes, with the pain of our neighbor. Let us do what we can for him. We have an undeniable duty to do so. especially by transmitting the clarification that the Spiritist doctrine provides, but also that the solidarity exists in our ranks, so that we continue in the blessed work, united and confident in the preparation of the future peace for all desired. And let us not forget that if Brazil is the heart of the world, it will only be the homeland of the gospel if this gospel is being felt and lived by each one of us, and by the Spirit Euripedes Barsanulfo, and by the medium SUELY CALDAS Schubert. So what is he telling us in this last paragraph? What does he mean Brazil is the heart of the world? Let me go into that for a minute. In books that are still in Portuguese, they talk about the future of Spiritism. And the New World, meaning North and South America, were selected even before Columbus founded the New World, for spreading Spiritism throughout the planet. And what they said in there is Brazil will be the heart of the world. And right now, Brazil has about 5% people who are Spiritists. But in the future, Brazil's the heart of the world, and the United States will be the mind. And so they will be led by United States and Brazil in partnership to bring the Spiritist doctrine to the entire planet. The technological influence of the United States, the financial influence will all help spread Spiritism. That's why it's so important for all of us here who speak English to help spread the Spiritist doctrine. Now, quickly, what is the Spiritist doctrine? And you can read more about that in my books or on my site, nwspiritism.com. I also have a book, Spiritism 101, which brings a nice short summary, introduction into what is Spiritism. But let me tell you right now what the basic tenets of the Spiritist doctrine is. First, we are immortal souls. We never die. We reincarnate in life after life on earth to go through planned trials so we can improve ourselves. We can take away the primitive emotions and replace them with more advanced emotion. We take out hate, anger, revenge. We replace them with charity, fraternity, love, honor. And this, you can't do this in one life. Everyone knows that if according to many religions, if we need to be very good in one life, for a lot of people that's impossible. If you're born into a criminal family or different considerations and environment, that is absolutely unfair, is it not? So therefore we take multiple lives. Now, Spiritism tells us why good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people, because karma is real. Karma is the process that helps dictate our life's plan for our current life. So what we did in our last life, and maybe some lives after that we're still trying to learn from, affects the trials and tribulations that we are here now in the present, in our current body, in our current race, culture, wealth, index, whatever we are. That all, what we did before, will dictate to us what our plan will be in our present life, and our present life now will affect our future life. So that's a quick summary of Spiritism. And they talk, and the Spirits say, if you want to have this, what is the most important aspect of Spiritism? And that is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. And of course, we all believe that Jesus Christ is the governor of our planet. Not only was he a wonderful spirit and soul that was on earth, 2,000 years ago, but he is still there. He's still in charge of our planet, in charge of each one of us in our destiny as a collective, so we can move from a planet where we are now, which is called a planet of atonement, where we pay for our past wrongs, to a planet of regeneration where we'll have more good than evil in the world. It'll be a wonderful place. So I wanted to bring this to you. This is the message from the Spirit Euripedes Barsanulfo. And I will continue to keep giving messages that I receive here and from many mediums that are Spiritists, and we'll let you know what the other side, what our kind of our our teachers that we can't see, the administrators of this school that we ignore all the time, what they're trying to tell us. And if you want to learn more about the spirit world and how it works, you can read my book, Heaven and Below. It will tell you what heaven is like, what the other cycles around the earth will be, the lower zone, the dark abyss. And it's just one of a series of 3 books which dive deep into what are spirits and also the future of the earth. God bless.